Take that. Boom. You're way too strong? I am way too strong. I'm just goated like that. Hello Nesties, welcome to episode 5 of the White 2 Yurilocke. Hopefully my fans don't start going crazy, you can't hear them, hopefully. We're back. Chitara is now Chitara, a lady, like I said, and I might not be as cooked as I thought I was going to be, thanks to the advice of one Kawasabi, who informed me that I can get my Lillipup up to a herdier, which should allow us to hopefully clear through Roxie. The other thing is, we can do this. I think I'm gonna buy some more Pokeballs as well. I'm gonna move my guidebook over. I just finished filming a couple episodes of Ubisoft Imagine Figure Skater, and it was quite a time. It was one of the times of all time. Now, I do want to sort these by type. And, I think I actually will give Lillipup the scarf. Since we're not going to be trying to catch anything anymore, I think it makes sense to give Lillipup the silk scarf. Now, I'm not going to go try and get any more Audinos for now. What I'm going to do is we're going to talk to the foreman and we're going to start this little side quest thing. Looks like you're energetic Pokemon. Can I ask a favor? Need to get the workers fired up. Yeah. So we're going to get them working. We're going to get them fired up. And I will look up the EVs of Pokemon as we go. Why don't we fight this guy first? Masahiro, I think is his name. Alright, time for a Pokemon battle. Let's begin. Is that his name? It is Masahiro. Oh, he's got a Lillipup too. Unfortunately for him, it's level 13. My Lillipup is much better than his Lillipup. Go, Yukon. Bam. Look at that. Take that. Take that. Boom. You're way too strong? I am way too strong. I'm just goated like that. Now, I will switch with Chitara here for a little bit just to try and cross through here. Another encounter. Oh, it's a Magnemite. See, I would have wished we'd gotten something like this. What does Magnemite give us? Magnemite Eevee. Oh, one special attack. I feel like that's perfect for this. Let me pull up the Electivire thing as well. Actually, I don't remember how you even evolve Electivire. Do I need to trade it? I might need to trade it, in which case I won't be able to do that. Electivire. Oh, there go the fans. Hopefully you can't hear that too. Hopefully it's not that bad. They sound so loud. How do you evolve it? Evolves from Electabuzz when traded. Okay. So I don't think we'll be able to trade that. So instead at most we'd be looking at Electabuzz, which wants special attack. So I think this works out perfectly. The only problem is Magnemite is a steel. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I wish it would stop doing that when I tab back into the game. Magnemite is a steel type. I can't believe it. Like, how did we not get a Magnemite for our first encounter here? How did that not happen? You got Levitate, right? Oh no, you don't have Levitate. Supersonic. See, this is why Magnemite is the worst. The worst. How much damage did that do? Okay, static. Supersonic is the worst. I feel like it always lands when wild Pokemon use it. I never get it to work. It has 60 accuracy. I never get it to hit. And even if it does, it never does anything. Meanwhile, they're getting them like they're free. Now, I don't know if you are one of the guys, but I am going to, in an abundance of caution, heal Yukon and put Yukon out front. Because I have confidence. Heating crude oil separates it into many different components. That's what this distillation tower is for. It's also known as a topper, but I want to call it a distillation tower. My knowledge is overflowed and it was overheard. Okay. We're going... Oh. Oh, a Magnemite. We're gonna run away from this one. Actually, let's hit them with a bite and see what happens. Cool, let's hit them with a tackle and see what happens. Cool, that wasn't that much more damage. Okay, let's hit them with a bite, and then we'll swap in to Elekid, the Cheetara. I don't think there's no cheetah really in Black and White. There's Zebstrika, which is a zebra, but now we are going to get a special attack EV on Lillipup because of the shared experience, but getting to level 16 I think is pretty good. Now, we do kind of want special attack, but if I remember correctly, Cheetara kind of has a trash nature. Boosted attack, lowered defense. So... Oh, actually the stat spread's pretty even between attack and special attack. We're gonna continue like here though. I'm gonna run away for most of these though. Oh, what does Elekid give? Elekid gave something weird, right? Oh, 1 speed. Hog. We definitely want that on Yukon then. Let's just hit it with a tackle. Hopefully I don't get static. No, did not. But I got low kick. Let's hit him with a bite. I know it has less Poke Power, but oh. I want to save tackle since it's our strong move. Ooh, a Growlithe. I was hoping for a Growlithe too. Having a fire type before Berg would have been nice. What does Growlithe give? Oh, Intimidate. Oh, it gives it attack though. Now, the real question is this worth using Takedown on? I think it is. Oh dear, Sleuth. Okay. Let's just use Tackle for the next one. Because I think we had 34 and it did 17, so we definitely would have died on that one. Okay. Now, I do want to check one thing, and that is, when Lillipup evolves at 16. Okay, so I want to check at least a little bit. I want to look at, see if there's a cool anything that we're missing out on. Work up at 19 versus Herdier. What's Herdier looking like? Oh, work up at 20, and then crunch at 24, as opposed to crunch at 22. And then it learns Giga Impact at 40 instead of 47. I really don't think that's that big of a deal. I think we need the raw stats, so I think we just let Lillipup evolve. So 29, 40, 29, 24, 15, 21, 29. 29 and 29. That's what we're looking at right now. Oh, Yukon's evolving. Bum, 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 bum. This feels like it's going way faster than it does normally. Boom. That's so funny. The way it goes, boom. It was like, arf arf, and then went, boom. Herdier? I hardly know Rear. He didn't even have a Herdier. But... So what do we like now? Ooh! So it went from 29 to 35. And then the speed only went up by 1, which is unfortunate. The defense went up by 6. The special defense went up by 7. The attack went from 29 to 35. Not as big as I would have hoped, but still good nonetheless. I'd say now what we should do, I don't think my book tells me who they have. Like what, Pokemon they have. Oh, we also get Rock Smash from doing this. Now, does it explain the assistant? They give you an ether. Oh, okay. Then we want to challenge the gym. Okay. So, hopefully... Oh, actually, you know what? While I'm here, let me buy another 10 Pokeballs. Get a free Premier Ball. And then... How many of these do I have? I'll buy 2. I think we're good on the rest of the stuff. Now, one thing I do want to kind of do is, like last time, take this item. Oh, actually, what do you have now? You have a different ability now, don't you? Sand Rush. Oh, rest in peace. Not Intimidate, but Sand Rush. Okay. Could be better, could be worse. So in that case, we'll keep the scarf on. Now, the way this works... Oh. Might as well talk to him while he's here. Smokestacks of the complex rise up into the sky. That powerful silhouette sure is breathtaking, isn't it? By the way, they're burning up waste gas. Recently, they found all sorts of uses for this gas, though. Oh, you overheard some of my vast stock of knowledge. They recently just made a beer... Finished making a beer out of recycled CO2, right? Or captured CO2? My, why you have a Pokedex, don't you? I heard the newest Pokedex has an amazing function called the Habitat List. Did you use it to show me what kind of Pokemon live in this complex? Oh, you don't have the Habitat List for this complex filled up yet. Oh, I might actually do that. I don't know if she actually gives me anything. But I want to see, how does the Habitat List work? Oh, so I just need to catch up a track. Okay, so what am I missing? Virbank Complex. What am I missing? I wonder what counts for the habitat list. Oh, I don't have a coughing yet. I think coughing is the only one I don't have. Yeah, I think that's the only one I don't have. Oh, and it does say living in the tall grass. Cool. Why do you keep losing where I am, camera? I look down, and then I look over. Why do you keep losing where I am? Let's talk to this lady. Oh, she's a battler. I didn't know that. Daya. Trusty Woobat. Woobat, what, is special attack? Probably special attack. Oh, it's speed. Pog. We're getting like all the good ones. We're getting all the good matchups right now. We're gonna hit him with Tackle. Actually, no, I think Tackle probably still does more damage. I was thinking about Bite, because it's a Psychic type. But I think the stab from... I'm trying to figure out whether or not Silk Scarf plus the stab from Tackle would be more than the super effectiveness from Bite. And the third one. Gas holders sure an expression of harmony, aren't they? There's reason behind that shape. Sphere is the best for withstanding the tremendous pressure inside. It'd be nice if they would draw a Pokemon on these gas holders too. You overheard some of my breathtaking knowledge. Are you actually interested in what I have to say? That would mean I have a complex buddy. Well, that makes me really happy. Well then, take this with you. Nice. So now we have a complex friend. I'd say most friends are complex. It's never a bad idea to know for sure. Now, what we want to do is find these guys. And while I could just look up where some of them are, to a certain extent that's no fun. Also, I have the guidebook right next to me. It would not be hard. Thief! Stop! Thief! Stop! Thief! Actually, can I teach that to anybody? I don't think it'd be really that useful. Actually, I should probably get return. Oh, I should look up return. How return scales. Return Pokemon. I need to check how that works. Effects from Gen 3 to Gen 7. The base power of return is now set to 1 if the formula outputs 0. Okay, so its base power, its friendship, is equal to its friendship divided by 2.5. Okay, let me I'm totally gonna metagame this. Let me load the I'm gonna look at the save file that we currently have loaded to see what the friendship is. Friendship is 169, so it is stronger than frustration. So right now we're at 169 divided by 2.5, which is a base power of 67.6. There's PP of 20. So it's probably just rounded to 67. What is takedown? Oops. Tackle is 50, takedown is 90. Do we replace tackle with return? I think we do, right? Because like it's not like it's not like it really matters for like reviving or fainting or anything, because once they're done, they're done. Look, Elekid also needs to yeah, let's forget tackle and learn return. I'm not gonna do workup. I feel like we don't have a Pokemon that's bulky enough to learn workup, to, like, take those hits. Then I don't know if a +1 workup is gonna be that useful. I don't think I'm gonna teach frustration to Elekid yet. Working at this complex was my dream, but now it's come true, I've got everything I want. What? The foreman said so? Okay, fine. We just have to battle, alright? Don't know what that conversation means. What did he mean by that? He got everything he wanted and now he's like, what do I do now? Oh, he's got a Magby. He's playing black too. Dang. Sir, I ain't never seen that Pokemon before. Let's hit him with a return. Newly powered return. Coughing. What does coughing give? This is how I'm gonna determine whether or not I want to switch Pokemon. 1 defense. Oh, I'd take defense. I'll take defense on Yukon. Get up to level 17 too. Hit him with another return. And then we hit him with a bite. Finish him off. I think that's the habitat list completed, right? Does that not count because we didn't actually, like, encounter? Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes Isaacity. Okay. So now there is one guy over here. Oh, he's returned. There's one guy here. I'm just happy to be with my awesome Pokemon. What? A battle? I guess so. I'll play a bit. I probably should heal. I feel confident. I have confidence. Against Patrat, I have confidence. Have confidence. And when Herdier dies, I can say, no confidence. Return. We only took 11 damage. We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. See, what's gonna happen is all of these trash Pokemon are gonna lull me into a false sense of security, so then when I go fight Roxie, I'm like, this is gonna be easy. And then I'm gonna get roasted. I'm gonna get stomped. The punk girl is gonna... Is she punk? I guess she's sort of punk. Completely forgot, if I don't work hard, my Pokemon won't have it time to shine. Okay. So there's this kid who's just kind of chilling. What you want, my guy? You're gonna get a lot stronger so you can impress Roxie. Good for you. I'm cheering for you. I don't see a lot of Roxie fan art. I don't look for a lot of Roxie fan art, though. Who do I see fan art of the most? Skyla. It's Skyla. We all know. Who's the Gen 5 character that gets the most amount of fan art? It's Skyla. Actually, I feel like Rose is up there too, though. With her whole hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? Who talks about Hilda and Hilbert, right? Who cares about Hilda and Hilbert, right? It's all about Rosa. Nobody cares about any of the other... Oh, Riolu, that's not good. At level 12, you shouldn't have anything besides low kick, right? If you kill Yukon, I'm gonna be very upset. Faint? Okay. Cool, you did 2 damage. It's like you knew that you were going to die, and so you had to get off that move. Okay. We're gonna keep battling. I probably should switch. Here's what we'll do. We'll hit him with a bite. And then we'll swap. We got 30 defense. How much does Chitara have? Oh, 15? Okay. I think we can safely swap in. If not, we could be looking at Herdier solo. Oh yeah, that only did, what, 13 damage? Hit him with a Thunder Shock. Get that stab bonus. Cool. Been some time since I had a Pokemon battle. Okay. I like how I've turned my head so much that every time I blink, my model goes... It's okay if every day's the same when I'm working at this complex. It means there aren't any problems. That's a good way to think about it. Now, there's an item over here, isn't there? Oh, there's not? Cool, I just walked through tall grass for no reason. Another Elekid. We're just gonna run away from this Elekid. Once again, I'm not gonna try too hard to, like, level caps. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't go above 18 now, but I'm not gonna, like, over level. Is that all of them? You cool, my guy? You did it. Cool. Rock Smash. Now, was that gonna be useful for anything? Is Rock Smash going to be useful? I don't think it will be. It's a fighting type move. I mean, it might be more useful than low kick. I don't think we'll be fighting any particularly heavy Pokemon. So, but 40 is pretty low. It's a very consistent thing. Let me look how low kick works. This is making me consider way more than I've ever thought about with Pokemon. Let's see. Oh. They gotta really be heavy. So they gotta be above 55 pounds before it outclasses Rock Smash. And then it can get up really high. Okay. I'm actually gonna look this up. Okay. Well, I think for now I'm gonna keep low kick just because I feel like we don't have a need for it. I feel like I don't know how heavy Audino is. But let's heal up. The only thing, let's go look at the houses and then we'll go investigate the gym. But for now, I think we just have looking in the trash cans and fighting Roxie. So let's start with the ones up here. I want to go to PokeStar Studios. I want my dear Audino to be in a movie. Broom broom. Trash can is empty. Poketoy, cool. Excuse me. When the Hogan evolves, okay, cool. We've been new. Not gonna look at the TV. We talked to them, we talked to her, we talked to him. We can go in here, I don't think anyone's gonna be there. Oh, we didn't talk to these two. Seagear, connected, taglog, Seagear, wireless, Entralink. I don't think any of that works though. Not anymore. Trip to Castelia City, okay, cool. We want the captain, he's in PokeStar Studios. Okay. Yeah, so that's just like, hey, you gotta do this stuff first. Okay. We're not gonna go in there yet. Pokemon Trainer, Grandchild, okay, collecting badges. 2 years ago, a bunch of— oh, Team Plasma, yeah. The legendary what Pokemon Reshiram. Yeah, that was with N. I guess this is following the chronology of White 2, which means N has Reshiram. Oh, it's a preschool. Oops. Clerks and Pokemon sell different items. Okay. Pokemon that jumps out, top last. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can switch in. Children teach me many things. You can use Repel. Yeah. Is that a piano? It looks like a piano. Oh, we get a burn heal. Yep. And then this guy. My Pokemon used to be wimpy, but they trained in the complex and now they're very buff. Okay. Well, let's get Elekid looking buff. I should probably be training inside the dirt grass. This is kind of awkward. I'm like, oh, it's you. I guess we gotta use low kick. I didn't think about that when I was getting rid of Swift. I think low kick is going to be superior in most cases. And let's use quick attack. Actually, you know what? Magnemite having Levitate shouldn't have anything to do with low kick. I was just thinking, like, since it's low kick, you would think that, like, something that is dependent on weight, because you're, like, dropping the Pokemon, you're, like, making them fall. You would think that would be affected by Levitate, but I don't think it is. More Elekids. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I am complaining. Give me a Pidove. Something I have super effectiveness against. Also, like, do none of these guys have static, or am I just getting lucky? Okay. I take that back. This is the one thing that's stopping me from like really going in as far as like training. Like, I just don't want to deal with having static. I probably should just run away from all the Elekids so we don't have to worry about running back to that Pokemon Center all the time. 6 damage. Oh, that's like nothing. We're getting out of here. Maybe I should just whack the Audino a couple times. We're not gonna get Electabuzz for a while, so Elekid being a baby Pokemon is gonna suck. Man. Literally, like, I don't even get a stage 1. I guess it technically is a stage 1. It's a retroactive stage 1. Cool. I got a Pokemon that had a baby form added, so now, like, it's even worse. It's not just like, oh, and this Pokemon, like, has low stats, but it'll get better. I guess it will get better, but it's not like Magnemite or Growlithe or something like that. You know what, I'm just gonna run back and forth in here and see if we can get an Audino. We're just gonna do this until we get an Audino. But no, I do want to get a Growlithe. I don't know if we can get Larvesta or Darumaka before we can... Like, I don't know if we have to challenge Berg before we can go out to the castle. But I'm curious to see. Now, one thing... Why does it keep... It really hates that I'm doing that. Oh, they're both level 18. She needs a level 16 and a level 18. Okay, that's gonna be rough. A Coughing. Weak to Psychic. And... Ground, but probably has Levitate. And then... Whirlipede, weak to Rock, Fire, Flying. All of which would be very cool if we still had our Venipede. But we don't. That was weird. Where are the sound effects? Are they only on the left side of the audio that I can't hear? Also, Quad Slap? Bro. See, the problem is, I don't even think I'll have time to, like, swap in somebody for Chitara. Look at these abysmal stats. Look at them. They're so bad. I gotta check. I gotta look up. When does Elekid evolve? Level 30? Bro. Bro. It's gonna be a miracle if we ever get Elekid up in here. Like, if we're ever using Elekid. You know what? I think we just fight Roxie at this point. I think we just put out Yukon and we just fight Roxie. I think Elekid's a bust, not gonna lie. When's Elekid gonna be useful? The nearest possible time I'm thinking as far as type advantage is gonna be Skyla. And then Marlin. Oh, look. Okay. Well. I can sing, wanted, the rest of my band. Oh, it does fade in. Hey. This Pokemon Gym, also a rock club. Oh, she's rock. She could still be punk rock, I guess. The gym leader and the others are practicing inside, but please feel free to challenge all of them. I need to stay hydrated. Okay. Cool. See, poison types can't be poisoned. That's the best part. Venipede. Not only would it be super effective with a rollout, and it would just keep going and going and going, we also would not have to worry about getting poisoned. If we're gonna make a save, and hard save here, and let's go in and challenge Roxie. I'm running the PA. Balance the sound of the venue so it's easy to hear. Your trainers? I mean, you think with a tight balance? I am. I don't have a lot of control, but I am thinking about it, my guy. Gym leader for you really brings out the charms. K-E-M-O-N. Pokemon. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Fight this guy first. Get in my way and I'll knock you out. Stay out of my way and I'll knock you out too. Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. Roughneck Nicky. Rough Nicky? A Grimer, huh? You know what I gotta say to your Grimer? This is the police. Return. Yeah, yo. No, not the poison. I might have been able to one-shot with takedown, but then I would have taken more damage. Would I have taken more than 12 damage? Unknown. Let's keep battling. We'll hit this one with a return as well. If it doesn't one-shot, we'll switch into... Cool. Assurance. And then the poison. Okay, so let's switch into Elekid. And hit him with a Thunder Shock, maybe? Actually, I think Shockwave has a higher base power. 60 versus 40, I believe. Oh, static. Cool. See, the problem, or not the, maybe not the problem, we're going to want to take out Venipede real fast, because it's going to use Rollout. It's going to use Rollout for sure. We're going to want to watch out for that. And now we're going to leave. Actually, I was just thinking about this. I should go check with that lady too, see if the habitat list is done now. And if she cares, or if she wants it to be like a completely, like, she wants me to catch all the Pokemon, or she just want to know what all of the Pokemon are. I gotta figure out why I keep losing the tracking. It's like, do you not know where my face is? Is it too hard for me to look over to the side? Is that too difficult for you? Too hard for that? It looks like it might be too hard. Now, the other annoying thing is always having to tab back in to the game. So let's go see what the lady wants. See if this is what she required of us. Nope, come on. Okay. Great balls, cool. I figured she had something for us. Now, I wonder, do I have to fight them all again? No. He stops. I can always be straight and honest with myself when I'm playing the guitar or having a Pokemon battle. Okay. The sad thing is, I think that once we beat the gym, guitarist Billy Joe, okay. I think once we beat the gym, if we come back, the music will start again. But as for this initial challenge, every time we beat one of them, the music will die down. That's the whole point, because now she can hear. If you try to talk to her right away, she's like, I can't hear what you're saying, my guy. You know what, let's just switch. Let's straight to Chitara. Hit him with a Shockwave. See what kind of damage this does. Oh, cool. In that case, I might start with Chitara for Roxie, and then switch over to Yukon when when she brings out not Scolipede, Rolipede? Rolipede. Man, we could have had Brelipede. I'm still upset about that. I'm still angry about that. Man, I never used a Venipede before. That's the thing. I've never used a Scolipede, like really used a Scolipede in any of my playthroughs. So I was kind of excited to do it. But I don't know. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. I really might load up a separate save of this, like a separate version of this, to play, just on my own time. Like, not a nuzlocke, just like normal play. I think I'll probably... I might choose Superior, because I've played... This is the second time I've used Oshawott. I've used Tepig before, so I might try a Superior run. Get ready, I'm gonna knock some sense out of ya. Coughing. Go, Chitara. Use Shockwave. Now, I don't think Coughing is going to use any physical moves that could get itself paralyzed. Oh, no Assurance. That would definitely do it. Wow, off rip. I can feel your desire to win pouring out of you. You know what's great about this? We might be able to... Oh, the potion definitely is going to be used here unless we get a crit. Right? Okay, that did 13 damage. Super potion, yeah. I think we can win this though, because we go first both times. We're faster. So, actually, you know what? We probably should heal. I'm thinking about this again. It's gonna be a 2-shot, or it's gonna be 3-shot for Coughing, which means we're gonna take at least one more hit. Cool. I think we can take one more here. Because presuming it's not a crit. And then we can guarantee the quick attack kill. We're gonna switch to Yukon for sure on this one. Now, I'm not gonna use Takedown. I think it still has higher BP right now. I'm not gonna use Takedown because Whirlipede's gonna use Rollout. It's not over yet. Time to turn the show around for a victory. We're gonna use Return. Oh, Protect. So they... Oh no, Protect always is priority. Let's use Return again. Oh, Venoshock. Okay, that's a choice. Critical hit. 24 damage off a crit. Okay, so we're good. Oh, Protect spam. No, Protect... It's not how Protect spam works. You're supposed to use Toxic first, and then you can spam Protect. Oh, maybe that's what they were hoping for. Yukon continues to be the GOAT. Let's go, baby. Kawa was right. Shout out Kawasabi. Wait, I was right in the middle of the chorus. And we get Venoshock, I believe. What are you doing losing, Roxie? Well, I guess that means you're strong. This stinks, but I gave it everything I had, and I feel revitalized and refreshed now. We are roof rat you reet me. She said revitalized and refreshed. That means a bunch of R's. Bam. Toxic badge. 2 badges. Now Pokemon up to level 30. Even Pokemon you got in trades will realize how good you are and won't ignore your commands. Also, here, use this TM. Venoshock. Very cool. Venoshock. It covers the target in a special poisonous liquid. Even better, if your target's already poisoned, it does double damage. It almost packs too much of a punch. Yes. So, the toxic Venoshock strategy was pretty good. Hey you! I felt like you were something during your battle with Roxie. Come with me to Pokestar Studios. Oh, Pokestar. Oh, you're going to Pokestar Studios? Oh, I forgot, the old man. I have to get him back to work as a captain. Cool. So now, actually, what did they have to say? You're great, knock them all out for me, okay? It's because I'm with my Pokemon, I can happily play my guitar. It's because I play my guitar that my Pokemon get strong. Get it? No, not really. Anyway, let's bail. I like how he's still dancing up there at the PA system, even though there's no music. Well, that went a lot better than expected. We'll go to Pokestar Studios next time. For now, we'll heal our tired Pokemon. Cool. So, let's make another save. That's gonna be it for this episode of the White 2 Yurilocke. Yeah. I recorded both episodes or 2 episodes of Ubisoft Imagine Figure Skater today, and both times I forgot to properly do the outro. One time I decided to just not do the outro because there was a funny thing I decided to end the episode on. But both times I forgot to thank you all for watching the video. Well, I don't think I forgot that. I think what I forgot to do was make sure that if you like this video, like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and make sure you hit the bell, that way you're always notified whenever I upload a video. And because the last couple ones have been out late, hopefully this one is out on time, and hopefully Figure Skater is out on time too. I was so upset with those two. Like, I'm not upset with the episodes, but I was so upset during the episodes. Bro, you have no idea. You're gonna see. Well, by the time you see this episode, at least one of those episodes is probably already gonna be out. So by the time you see this, you'll have already known. So then you'll watch this and you'll be like, oh, I get it. I get why he says this. But man, oh, I was so tilted. I was so angry. They were making me so upset. It was bad. I thought about just like putting up a thing on the channel being like, hey guys, I'm just gonna not play Imagine Figure Skater for a while. Like, the series is going on hiatus. But no. I got them both recorded, and I'm actually feeling a lot better about the series now. And we didn't wipe to Roxie, which on one hand, I'm very happy about. On the other hand, we go over here. I did not get to use any of my funny things that I had planned in case we wiped, like having to bring back Pokemon. I was really hoping that, I mean, low-key, I was kind of hoping I could wipe, and then I could be like, by the miracle of something, we brought back OSHA and Shirtwaist. Man, I'm still kind of upset about Shirtwaist. I'm upset about Oshawott, too. So, we've got a bunch of Pokemon that we can't use. Very sad. I don't know if anyone's ever lost this starter so fast in a Nuzlocke. It's always something new on the channel. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you like the video, and subscribe and hit the bell. That way you're always notified whenever I upload more videos like this. And as always, I think my camera's here. As always, hopefully my camera will continue to properly track where I am. I like recording Pokemon a lot more than Figure Skater. 1, it's easier to get set up. 2, it's way easier for me to center my camera because I can just stare at the camera and then look at my main monitor and put this on my second monitor. I can't do that with Figure Skater, it's just not possible. So I like this from a production side. This is way easier to film. Way easier, well, not way easier to edit. It's way easier to film. So, thank you all for watching this episode. Next episode, we will be going to Pokestar Studios, which should be fun. And I don't think I'll be able to wipe. Oh, that's a large. Oh, no, that's not a bird. That's a squirrel. Never mind. I was going to say that's a large bird. No, it was a squirrel. So, thank you all for watching. And as always, visual squirrely on.